When it comes to indulgent treats, few things are as beloved as a thick, creamy milkshake or a decadent tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Both are synonymous with comfort, celebration, and sweet satisfaction. But when we take a closer look at what's actually in these desserts, it becomes clear that not all treats are created equal. In fact, despite their outward similarities, a full cream milkshake can be far worse for your health than eating a jar of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Let's break down why that's the case and what happens to your body when you choose one over the other. At first glance, both milkshakes and ice cream are high in fat, a fact that's well known and often cited by nutritionists. Full cream milkshakes are typically made by blending ice cream with full cream milk, often adding whipped cream and a variety of sugary toppings. That means you're getting the fat content from both the ice cream and the whole milk, plus extra calories from whatever else is added. Ben & Jerry's ice cream, on the other hand, is already a rich dessert, typically made with cream, sugar, and mix-ins like cookie dough or brownie chunks. Both of these are high in saturated fats, which, when consumed in excess, can clog arteries, raise cholesterol, and increase your risk of heart disease and fatty liver disease. But the story doesn't end with fat. The real difference between a full cream milkshake and a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream comes down to sugar content. A standard milkshake, especially one made with full cream and served at a typical restaurant or fast food chain, contains an astonishing amount of sugar, often upwards of 60 grams in a single serving. That's about 15 teaspoons of sugar, or more than double the daily limit recommended by the World Health Organization, which suggests adults should consume no more than 50 grams of added sugar per day for optimal health. A tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream contains no more than almost 30 grams of sugar, depending on its size. Excessive sugar intake is associated with a range of health problems. Consuming too much processed white sugar floods your bloodstream, straining your pancreas and leading to insulin spikes. Over time, this can increase your risk of developing type 2 diabetes, a condition that affects millions worldwide. High sugar intake is also an indirect contributor to weight gain. When you consume more sugar than your body needs, the excess is stored in your body and can often tamper your cholesterol amounts inside your body. This accumulation can lead to obesity, which in turn raises your risk for a host of chronic diseases, including heart attacks, blood clots, and even endocrine disorders in very rare cases. The effects of sugar aren't limited to weight and diabetes. Studies have shown that a high-sugar diet can raise blood pressure and promote inflammation throughout the body, increasing your risk of heart disease or stroke. There is also emerging evidence that regularly exceeding your sugar quota can have negative impacts on your blood cells, leading to leukemia, the cancer of the blood system. But what about ice cream? It certainly contains sugar as well, but generally, a serving of Ben & Jerry's ice cream will contain less sugar than a full cream milkshake of the same size. Moreover, when you eat ice cream straight from the tub, you're likely to consume a more controlled portion, and the experience of eating with a spoon tends to slow you down. Milkshakes, on the other hand, are often consumed quickly through a straw, making it easy to ingest large amounts of sugar and fat without even realizing it. The real danger comes when you combine high levels of fat and sugar. Both nutrients, in excess, can wreak havoc on your body's metabolic processes. Fat is calorie-dense and harder to burn off, while sugar spikes your insulin and encourages your body to develop certain chronic disorders. Together, they create a perfect storm for weight gain, insulin resistance, and cardiovascular strain. In a full cream milkshake, the combination of 2 scoops of ice cream, whole milk, whipped cream, and additional toppings like syrups, cookies, or candies can easily push your fat and sugar consumption far beyond what's safe to consume in a single day, or even over the course of several days. Let's put this in perspective. A large, full cream milkshake can contain over 400 calories, most of which come from a load of fat and lots of added sugars. That's the caloric equivalent of a full meal, but with almost none of the nutritional benefits. There's little fiber, few vitamins or minerals, and virtually no protein to keep you feeling full or satisfied. Instead, after the initial sugar rush, you're likely to feel lethargic and your body will have to work overtime to process the influx of sugar and fat. Adding cookies, candies, or other dessert toppings to your milkshake only exacerbates the problem. These additions are usually high in both fat and sugar, compounding the health risks. Each extra dollop of chocolate syrup or handful of crushed cookies can add dozens of calories and several grams of sugar to an already overloaded treat. In some cases, a fully loaded milkshake can contain as much as 600 calories, a staggering amount for a single drink. It's also important to note the psychological effect of drinking your calories. When you consume a milkshake, you're less likely to register it as a substantial meal, leading you to eat more later on. This liquid calorie effect is one of the reasons this fatty and high-carb beverage called a milkshake are so strongly linked to weight gain and metabolic disease. In summary, while both full-cream milkshakes and Ben & Jerry's ice cream are indulgent desserts best enjoyed in moderation, the milkshake is generally the less healthy choice. Its higher sugar content, combined with a significant amount of fat and the tendency to consume it quickly and in large portions, make it a riskier option for your heart, liver, and overall health. Consuming a treat like a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream occasionally is unlikely to cause harm, but making them a regular part of your diet can have serious long-term consequences. However, due to the milkshakes being higher in sugar and containing more calories and at times even more fats, the sweet taste of a full cream beverage should unfortunately be avoided as much as possible. If you're looking for a sweet treat, consider enjoying a small serving of ice cream rather than a full cream milkshake. Savor it slowly, pay attention to portion sizes, and try to keep added sugars and saturated fats within the recommended daily limits. Your body and your health will thank you.